Hello everyone, welcome to the Captain Swan podcast number 72. We are here to talk about the mid-season finale Swan song. I'm Serena, Savior out on Tumblr, and these are the people with me today.
Hi, I'm Daniela, and I'm Princess Swan Love on Tumblr.
And I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home.
Hi, I'm Mai, and I'm Snowflake Swan.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm To the End of the World or Time.
Hi, I'm Rams, and I'm Aloha Forever.
Hi, I'm Ro, and I am Ginny Jing Street on Tumblr.
Hey, I'm Shannon. I'm Mind Your Helm on Tumblr.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. Yeah. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm Jolly Old Roger on Tumblr.
Okay, so everyone is here. Nice. Okay, so we have some questions from you today, so we can start immediately with them. And so, from Anonymous, the first question is about your emotional well-being, and they want to know how are you all doing after the finale. They say, I can wait for 5B because Emma will find Hook and bring him home. So let's talk about our feelings and say how we are doing after that traumatizing finale. Let's go one after the other. Alex, why don't you start?
I don't think there's a word to describe. I'm in between being hurt but hopeful, which is where I want it to be exactly.
Okay, Daniela?
Well, I am between hopeful and hurt and pissed off for Rumpel, who fucked up everything and got Killian dead for nothing. But on top of that, I am hopeful that Emma and the group are gonna find Hook in the Underworld, and Hook's gonna punch Rumpel in the face.
Nice. Lisa?
I am so good right now. I am good because Killian Jones isn't dead. So why should I be upset? You know, why should I be upset? They're gonna bring him back. Everything's gonna be fine. It was extremely painful to watch it. And yet I still keep traumatizing myself by watching the scene over and over like 50 million times. And then it was even more traumatizing to see, you know, what Rumpel really did. And I hope when they find Killian in the underworld that Killian finally gets the chance to beat his ass, because that's really screwed up and just really screwed up.
Mai?
Oh, I'm telling my catharsis while reading my reviews, so I'm better and I'm happy and proud of myself because I predicted that scene to a T weeks ago.
Okay, Michelle?
I am actually hopeful and excited because I'm really, really looking forward to 5B and how they sort this all out.
Rams?
I have a little bit of mixed feelings about the episode. There were some scenes that were really amazing, like when Huck finally turned around at the very end, but I think the other elements weren't all that well written, but overall I think it was good.
Okay, Ro?
I'm just choosing to remain detached at the moment and focus on Star Wars.
Ro, how do you feel about what happened to Zelina?
Oh, don't bring that up.
See you over the rainbow.
Hey, can I say something?
Back.
I mark my words. If she comes back, she's gonna come back.
She is coming back.
She's gonna come back.
And she's not coming alone. I have a bad feeling she's not coming alone back to Storybrooke.
As long as she doesn't bring Walsh, I'm fine.
Oh, please. Oh, she's dead.
Okay, Shannon?
I'm kind of like Michelle. I am excited for 5D. It's probably
5D?
I mean, yeah, 5B. B as in boy. B as in Buckley. Because of all these different characters they're bringing in, the Peter Pan and Lem and all those that we're bringing back, so I'm very excited for that. And we hit rock bottom, so there's no way we can hit another rock bottom. So with Captain
Well, you
Swan,
never know.
you never know. But I think we have
What's
to.
about Regina again? That would be again hitting rock bottom. So.
And I was very excited to see Baby Killian. That was awesome. So yes.
Okay, speaking of babies, think about this. Think about this for later. I'm going to ask all of you your suggestion for a name for Robin and Zelina's baby. So we are gonna have a Captain Swan podcast names, the new baby segment. So think about this. I'm leaving you some time to reflect on this very serious issue. So.
Okay.
Let's go to the next question from Ailey Harmony 98. And she says, "Hey there, I loved the mid-season finale and how it was filled with parallels to show character growth and development, especially for Emma and Killian. What was one of your favorite moments or lines that struck with you that showed how much one of them has grown?" Okay, I think we can do one after the other, but let's start with Shannon this time.
My favorite line would probably be
Oh my.
probably when Killian said he wants to be the man he wants to be. So I like that.
Ro?
Hook, I will find you. I will always find you.
Oh.
Rams?
It's the same. Hook, I will find you. I will always find you. It's my favorite.
Michelle?
This is gonna sound really, really dumb, but Killian saying "Yes, I can" when
Yes, I can.
yeah, because it reminded me of the scene in Hercules when Meg dies and Philoctetes is like, "There's nothing you can do," and he looks up and says, "Yes, I can," and marches to the underworld.
Yep.
Bam.
Mai?
Me? Okay.
Yes.
Mine is I'm giving into love. I'm giving into love.
Lisa?
Mine for Emma is you two split your heart. You two share it.
Sure. You two share a heart. I think we.
Did we lose
Finally,
Lisa?
Did she disappear?
No. That she's gotten over her fear of this relationship, over her fear of losing him, over her fear of the future, and now she is embracing that she truly believes that they are true love. Because it's one thing to know that you love someone, but the only reason that split heart thing worked for Snow and Charming was because they truly believed that they were true love. True love, so strong that nothing could part them, which means that now Emma believes it too. And for Hook, my favorite is I'm being the man that I want to be, which to me finally shows that he finally believes deep down that he is a hero, or that's the person that he didn't believe it, and it took a long time for him to get to that point. But even after going through all of this darkness and becoming the Dark One, he still realized that deep down, no matter how dark that the darkness was and how much it had taken over him, that he was still, in his heart of hearts, a hero.
Okay, Daniela?
Mine is Hook, I'll always find you, and you guys are gonna laugh. But the funny one that I liked is when Regina and Robin found Selena in Regina's office, and Selena was like, "Robbie, Gina, come on in." That was so funny.
Yes, I think Zarina's been an unexpected delight and funny part of this half season. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect her to be so funny but she was great. Alex.
Bless you.
I think Emma's hook, I will find you, I will always find you, because I think after that whole episode of feeling hurt and not feeling hopeful, I think that line just gave us, the viewers, and Emma this big amount of hope that I think we need to survive until 5B.
Okay, so now we have a couple of questions about the flashbacks with Killian and his father. Maggie Miss says, after watching young Killian and Brennan's story, by the way, I think we heard from, I don't know, the press release that his name was Brennan, but it was never said in the actual episode, I
No.
believe. So yeah, when we say Brennan, for people who didn't read the press release, we mean Killian's father. So back to the question. In the last episode, I was struck by how familiar it was. It almost directly paralleled Rumple and Bay's story of a dad who chose a self-serving path over their own flesh and blood. Do you think the writers were deliberately trying to parallel the two in order for both Killian and Rumple to forgive each other and move on? I don't believe so.
Can I go?
What do you go? Yes, Mai, what do you think?
Okay, well, I do believe they're paralleling them. That part is obvious. I don't think it's to forgive themselves. I think it's a very clear distinction into choices. They parallel Rumple and Killian, because Rumble, even though he had a pure heart and he was clean slate, he still shows darkness. He still shows the balance. And meanwhile, Killian, when he has every single dark one in his head, and he's the darkest you could ever be, he still chooses love over darkness. So I think that the whole parallels are definitely there, but not for forgiveness, but for as foils.
Yes.
As Emma and Serena were supposed to be, but it fits. But since they started their crab redemption, they haven't really worked it. But they're really doing it and being very obvious with Killian and Rumple.
So, who disagrees? Who thinks that it's there to show a future forgiveness or empathy between them?
I didn't see the parallel with Rumple and Killian and them. I see it more with Emma and Killian, because
yes,
they were replacing, the parents were replacing the older kid, and that's kind of exactly what happened with Emma and baby Neil and Lem number 2, or whatever you want to call him. So I think it's a little bit more parallel. I see a little more parallel of that.
Yes, I agree with that.
Well, you can parallel two different things at once.
Well, yeah, but I just don't see the distinction between Rumple and stuff like that, because, there's no replacement child with Bay.
Yet.
Yes.
No, even start me.
But
Oh,
he
dear.
is dead.
I think the Maggie Miss meant that the parallel was between Killian's dad and Rumple.
And yeah, that's what I
And
got
Peter
from the
Pan.
question.
Peter Pan.
Malcolm.
Yes.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. Like, you got the part where Killian and Liam were abandoned by their father. And if you're just talking about, if you're talking technically, then yes, it would parallel Rumple abandoning Bay, or even Mila. But Rumple abandoned Bay because he was a coward. But you don't know the exact story or reasoning behind what Brennan did. We're assuming that he's a thief, but we didn't really get, even when he met up with his father later on, the story that he gave him was flimsy at best. And
Okay.
we didn't have a lot of details.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry, but selling your kid to slavery has no excuse.
Also, there was a storm, and he traded his sons for a rowboat in a storm.
I don't get that.
That's cowardly, dear.
They were looking at
I'm not
40-foot
saying it
seas.
wasn't.
That is no way.
Okay,
I'm
let
not saying
Lisa
that it
speak.
wasn't. I'm just saying that we don't. I feel like the story that he gave them, especially with, oh, they caught me really quick, and then I got victimized by a sleeping curse. I'm like, son, a sleeping curse isn't something you just trip and fall and whoop, I landed in a sleeping curse. Sorry, that's not how it works.
I
A person
feel,
curses you
I
for a
feel,
reason.
I feel like the writers tend to forget that they, in season one, they wrote the sleeping curse as something that you have to agree to take. Snow had to agree to be cursed. And then,
Yeah, that's what Regina said. The reason why it works is because you have to take it of your own free will.
Well, it didn't work with Aurora.
Yep. Well, no, we don't know.
We don't know.
I mean, we
Aurora,
assume because
Well, yeah, we do
because
know
of
that. We
what
saw
she said about
Maleficent
her
give-
mother, that she took it willingly.
Jane, I'm gonna need to go because she's on a
Well, we
podcast.
saw,
yes.
Maleficent give Aurora the sleeping curse, and that was under her. She was not like willing to take that. But I'm just wondering, like, does that mean, is that the reasoning why Killian's dad is that age, that he's the same age because the sleeping curse just kept him preserved?
Maybe. But wait. In the season 2 premiere, Aurora implied that she
Yeah.
did take the curse
Mhm.
willingly. They forgot it in later seasons, but
Okay.
they remembered because she specifically said, "You're not the only one who knows something about sacrifice." She
Mhm.
implied that she took the curse to sacrifice herself for, I don't know,
Especially
her
when
parents.
the implication was there that to protect her family, because Maleficent went after her mother.
Okay. Here's the thing. I personally think that everything that Brennan said in the pub or the tavern or whatever to Killian was BS.
Yes.
That it's complete and utter BS, and that we will find out that it's BS in 5B.
Okay.
Not that the writers, monumentally screwed up, which is entirely possible, but I just think it's BS.
This is what I was saying. Him talking about how he got affected by the sleeping curse just didn't make sense to me. It's like, oh, they caught me and then I got cursed. I'm like, what, did you just trip and fell into a big vat of sleeping curse? I mean, come on, that's not how it works.
Poppy seeds.
Okay.
You got to really piss somebody off for them to put you into a curse where you may never wake up ever again.
Well, I'm pretty sure he really did piss someone off.
That doesn't mean that I don't think that.
Kids.
Well, that doesn't mean I don't think that there's some parallels in there between Emma and Killian and their own, being abandoned by their families and then being somewhat replaced, kind of. What was worse is it seemed like his father named the new son after the older brother. And
we have a question about that for later. In the meantime, does someone believe Killian's father? Does someone have a more sympathetic view of him?
No.
No, man.
No one? Okay, let's do the next question then. No one is...
Well, personally, I don't care what any of you fuckers say. Rumple got his powers back. That's all I care about.
Okay, and then we have a guest star there.
Guest star.
So, Cat WJL says, I think what really set Killian to stab his father was not only that he named his new son Liam, but that he gave Liam too the same speech he gave Killian before abandoning him. What do you think?
That was the trigger. That was definitely the trigger that set him off completely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that the moment that Killian realized his father hadn't changed, or maybe he subconsciously didn't know. Brennan thought he changed, but he hadn't. But and he was like, okay, so this fuck up is still the same age, has a shifty story. He's named his kid after my brother, and then he's giving him the same advice that he gave me. Oh no, this fish is going down.
Okay, does someone have
I do.
Yes, go on.
I just heard on my dash a couple of days after the episode that some people speculate that Liam number 2, maybe Liam maybe for Will Scarlet,
No.
and they think that Will
No.
Scarlet is is Hook's half brother and the nurse.
No.
No,
Absolutely
can't
is.
work. Timeline.
Okay, what did we
One
see
is
about what did we say about letting people speak?
Tennessee.
Daniela?
Well, I was just thinking that no. I was expecting when he was a little kid, as a Hook's half brother. I thought he was gonna say Arthur instead of Liam to the boy.
Mhm.
And then I suspect him and Liam. I was like, what?
I think if the writers remembered who Will Scarlet was, it would be a nice speculation, but they don't.
And you know what? What would be even better? Here
Yes.
comes your question that is aren't you? If they remembered who Anastasia is. Remember, his Will Scarlet's true love. Bam.
Okay.
We already know there's no way in hell that Will Scarlet can be the long lost third brother because the time frames don't make sense. But then again, they went and did another timeline snafu in the flashback anyway by saying that Brennan was only under the sleep curse for 100 years. I'm like, son, your kid is 300 years old. Get your timelines right.
Okay, let's go to another question about the flashback. This time about your favorite character, Regina. Anonymous wants to know, what did you think of Regina trying to talk Killian down from going through with his plans and trying to remind him of who he really is? I thought it was boring.
She was being a slut, an evil slut.
Hey, stop with the
That's
slut
not
shaming now.
nice. Shannon?
I didn't really care what happened.
Did someone care? Did
I was
someone care?
laughing because he literally threw her back in their face. Yes, this is coming from a woman who cursed a 10-year-old because she cursed a secret.
Yeah. Well, I liked it when he like squeezed her neck and she couldn't talk anymore. So that was good.
I thought it could have been done without Regina being involved in the Papa Hook stuff. Because whether we like it or not, Regina, knows what it's like to come back from darkness. So she could have gotten her point across without them having to artificially insert her into a flashback with Killian's dad and have that whole, garbage that messed up the timeline, and he's wearing the wrong vest and she's wearing that funky dress and overacting and all that garbage could have just been done with. But no, we have to be reminded yet again that Regina was the evil queen.
Okay, honest question. Has Lana forgotten how to play the evil queen? What is
She
up
has,
with this?
honestly. It's what I was saying last week. Like, she's not even believable as an evil queen anymore. It's so out there, and I'm like, what the fuck are they giving this woman?
I'm not usually a person who notices acting unless it's very, very good or very, very bad. But I noticed Lana's acting as the evil queen in this episode and in the Shattered Curse episode where she was in Storybrooke. It was just not believable, and I guess she's forgotten how to do it. I don't know. She was great in the first few seasons.
Quite honestly, in the carrot scene where she was trying to seduce him and run her hand down.
Oh, gross.
I was
Girls, being girls.
I think I kind of felt like Hook in that scene, the way he was kind of looking down at her like, really? Really? Are you going there? Please don't touch me. Yeah. Well, I was like,
Regina's freaking hot, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh dear.
The hottest woman on the show other than Ruby.
No, I'm not.
Okay, guys, let's.
The hottest woman on the show is called Jennifer Marie Morrison.
her seduction.
Bullshit.
Look, her seduction techniques as the years have gone by have gone from being deliciously evil to just plain pathetic. I mean,
But here's the thing, though. She tried the exact same, well, not the exact same way, but she tried to seduce him in Queen of Hearts too, and he basically like turns his nose up at her. He turns his nose up at any woman who is not Emma Swan. That's the point.
Or Mila.
Well, or Mila, exactly.
Well, I'm talking post Mila.
Okay.
Oh.
Now that's a bitch there, Mila.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Can we
no.
not?
Baby
Excuse me.
fertile.
Okay, seriously,
Can we not, please? Okay. Stop.
Don't go there. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Let's go
and
to the
stop
next.
with the comments from the peanut gallery if you're not in the podcast. I'm sorry.
Actually,
Thank you.
I-
Give us your opinion.
well, I did like how he called her out on the nicknames.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's awesome.
that was the only part about the whole interaction I actually liked, was the fact that he did a mic drop on her. He was like, "Oh no, what? No, Captain Guy
Wait a minute.
Reiner, no, what happened to all the Bon Mots?" I'm like, "Oh snap, snap."
Plus, with added vocab porn.
Okay.
Fuck.
Let's go to something other than the flashbacks. We have a couple of questions about the rules of the underworld of bringing back the dead. So, from Anonymous, does it seem to you that the show is breaking all of its rules about death, having Hammer bring him back from the dead? I honestly don't really care as long as they do bring Killian back. But I'm just saying, they always say nobody will die, but we clearly saw Killian's dead body. I just think it's just awesome that the show is willing to break their own rules about that so we can have Killian back. It just shows you how much they love Killian too. What do you think? Okay.
Well,
Well-
to be fair, the show's been breaking its own rules since like season 3.
Obviously.
It's not breaking its own rules because Rumpel returned from the dead.
Yes, the rule is a life for a life. Now, the question is, when they get to the underworld, will either there be a different way to bring him back, or will, the god of the underworld, who kind of makes the rules, fudge the rules? But
Charming.
as of right now, they have not. Well, even Charming.
Yeah, Charming
know-
was also dead, I was saying. Yeah.
That's the issue. Like a life for a life, or you share a heart.
in her
apparently.
heart.
So,
Yeah.
And yeah.
Go ahead. Good. No, go ahead.
No, I meant, and then in episode 2 there was the Fury who was coming to take Robin's life, and they just defeated this by holding hands. So yeah, it's
Guardians of the
not.
Galaxy style.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm thinking we're going to get an answer as to why that worked when they actually get there, because I think finding out, how the underworld works precisely will be the heavy lifting of the premiere.
And hey, that also gives Robin a talking point during 5B.
I think it was that when they combined their forces together, the Fury took enough life force from each of them to make up for however much magic was used to save Robin in the first place.
So they shaved a decade from all of their lives then?
yeah, are like all of them living 5 years less, 10 years less, or what?
Sure.
But you,
Wow.
To be fair,
you do know,
Oh my
you do
God.
know where this argument is coming from, right?
What
What?
argument?
About
Ever since this storyline happened, the ship previously thought dead has now somehow worked its way back up to the surface.
What?
Oh, well, yeah, I've been
Swan
getting
Fire.
a lot. I've been getting
The
a
Swan
lot of
Fire,
comments.
Swan Thiefers are now in an uproar. Yeah, previously they
Whatever.
were quiet.
Oh
all but-
my
and
God.
All
Who
but dead and
cares?
buried. And now
No,
they've
no,
all
no.
kind of like, now they're like having a manic fucking uproar
well,
because
well,
they're
nobody
all
wanted.
like, they're all like, wait a second. So she can go down there and get him back, but she's not going to do the same thing for
Well,
Neil and bring him.
That's right. She doesn't
Okay.
want to share a heart with him.
Okay, wait. Those people clearly do not listen because we have been told that the underworld is not hell. It's for people with unfinished business. And the show made it very, very clear that Neil no longer has any unfinished business. He made peace with his dad. He made peace with Emma. He made peace with Hook. That's it. Over. Done. Finito.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Over,
¿Me
done.
dieron la vuelta, por fin?
Well, I just want to say that the Swan fires and those that Lisa mentioned should definitely shut their mouths and just feel that Neil doesn't have any unfinished business. He's moved on. Deal with it and stop bothering other people in the cast.
I don't. Okay, I have a thing. Like they didn't really make all that clear. We are saying that Underworld is a place where people who have unfinished business say because of the interview, but within the show, Rumpel actually painted a picture as though it was like literally hell. It was actually very poorly defined. So I don't think I really blame them for having some hope or wish that Neil would come back. It's just that A&E are not going to bring him back ever again, you know.
Yeah, from a story point of view, okay, if they are bringing back Hook, why not Neil? That's a question I think
Right.
makes sense. But from a writing point of view, from a outside point of view, they have no intention of bringing back Neil because
Here's
he
the
was a
thing.
failed character. It just didn't
Yes.
work. So
Right.
And here's another thing. Michael Raymond
I think
has no intentions of coming back. He doesn't want to come back.
I think it's
Michael
We
Raymond
don't know all
was the
that.
happiest when
I think
Neil
it's
was
more that
gone.
I think it's more that they're angry. They're like, well, if she's going this far for Hook to go down into hell and to try to bring him back, why couldn't she do the same thing for the father of her child instead of just let him die and act like it was no big deal? I'm like, first of all,
she didn't.
she wasn't in love with Neil anymore. She's not going to go down to hell and risk her own fucking life for somebody she doesn't love anymore.
Underworld, not hell.
They made peace. She moved on. Unfortunately, this ship can't seem to move on.
Okay, but no one moves on. Mai, are you going to move on from the ship that will not be named?
Yes.
What?
Are you going to move on from the ship we were talking about earlier?
Oh yes, I'm never moving on from that. Yeah.
Okay,
Especially
so
since I got 2 women hate this
You
week.
should for your health.
okay, so it's
It's really
normal.
funny. It was
It's
hilarious.
It's normal not to move on. Mai from her ship from the Muppets and Swan Fire shippers from Swan
Yes.
Fire.
I will tell you. I'm gonna say this. I love you, but everyone, go fuck yourself.
Okay, so any other opinion on this, Alex?
I just agree with everybody else. I know it's what Emma feels for Hook is not the same as what Emma felt for Neil. This is a new kind of love, and now that she has it, she's not gonna let it go. So that's my whole take on her going the underworld for him.
Any other opinion before we move on to the next question, which is still about Emma's plan to save Killian?
Yeah.
No? You? Yeah, thank you. Ro, tell me.
This never would have happened if Charming had just chosen Killian over Arthur.
That is true. That is very wise and true. Thank you, Ro. So, Anonymous still asks questions about Emma's plan. Emma's plan to save Killian from the underworld is to split her on Earth. 1. Do you want Captain Swan to follow the whole Snowwind Shard Heart plotline? And 2. Do you think it will be that easy? Do you think it will work? So, let's go 1 and 2. Do you want to and do you think it will work? Let's go in order. Alex.
I think the splitting the heart thing will work, but I just don't think it will be that easy. It won't be like, oh, just come over here and let me give you half my heart. I think it's gonna be like, it's just gonna be difficult. I just can't see it being that easy.
Okay, why does she need to go to the underworld to split her own heart when Killian Bodies is right there?
Plot hole.
Yeah.
Boing, boing.
Daniela, what do you think?
I just think that I want it to be like Snowy in parallel, but I'm like Alex. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. There's gonna be a plot hole, like always, because these fucking writers always do that. Thank you, assholes. Sorry, my language. I just think that I hope I just want him to come back. I want him to come back. If with sharing a heart or a miracle, I don't know, but I just want Hook to come back. I want them to get engaged, to have sex and just be happy and kick ass of
Okay.
Hades and Selena.
Mai.
Honestly, I loathed the sharing a heart theory. I hated it with Snowwing, and I hate it even more now because I do not want Captain Swan to do that. And no, I do not think it's gonna be that easy, so they will have to find another alternative. Should I say something like Orpheus and Eurydice? But with a happier ending? Yes, yes, please. There's no heart sharing in that one. It works. Except for, the end part.
Okay, Michelle.
I think that it could work. However, I don't think that's what's actually going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's going to be either Hades is going to change the rules on them, or someone else is going to wind up staying in Killian's place.
Mm-hmm. Rams?
I wasn't a fan of the heart-sharing plotline for Snowing, but I think I'm starting to come around for Captain Swan because, for one thing, I think it's inevitable, but I also don't think it's going to be as simple as that. I think there'll be additional obstacles, but I really think that's where they're leading to, Captain Swan sharing a heart.
Mm-hmm. Ro?
I really don't care how she does it as long as she does it.
Okay, Shannon?
I mean, come on, she can make a deal with Hades, like give him Rumpel or something, I don't care.
Yeah, she can. We don't want Trample. Hades can take him.
I mean, who
Shannon?
even invited him?
Yeah, like what? What are you gonna do? Fuck with us? Our plans? Asshole.
Okay, Shannon?
I'm kind of with Michelle. I think that's just the plan at the moment, and I don't really think it's going to follow through. I think it's just they're gonna have to find another way. I mean, technically, his heart is still, it's not really crushed. He just has a hole. He just has a hole in his body from the sword. So they really didn't do what they did with Charming and crush his heart. His heart's not crushed. He still has somewhere. They just need to reactivate it, apparently. But I don't think it would be that easy because obviously it'd be all wrapped up in the next episode. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so still about the underworld. Anonymous wants to know, do you think Killian will be himself when Emma finds him in the underworld? I've seen other shows and movies where someone dies and comes back to life, but they're not the same as they once were. Do you think that will be the case for Killian? So who has opinions, who has some thoughts on what Killian will be like when they find him?
I do.
I do.
Okay, let's go alphabetical order. First Daniela, then Michelle.
Basically, I think that he will be himself because, again, it seems, Cora knew who Regina was, Pan seems to know who Rumpel is, that if people have unfinished business, if that's the point, then you can't have unfinished business if you don't remember who you are and how you got there and all that stuff. So I do think that Killian's going to know who he is, but there will be other obstacles to maybe persuade him that maybe going back isn't the best course.
Okay, Daniela?
Well, I just think he's gonna remember everything because who he is, everybody, and what happened since he met Emma, and his feelings for Emma. And it would be fucking stupid. He didn't remember when they find him in the underworld because that will make sense. That will make sense. Like what the fuck?
Okay, so does someone have a different theory on what you will be
Yeah,
like?
I have a different idea.
Yeah, Rams?
I think he's definitely not going to remember Emma or the last few years of his life or whatever. I think at most he's going to remember the days when he was a lieutenant and his brother, and maybe he'll remember Mila. But I definitely think memory loss is going to come into play because
Oh
the
God, please
writers,
no.
Oh fuck
the
no,
writers
please no.
love it. The writers love it, and in the casting call for Hades, they talked about don't have a drink with him or something, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely it's going to come into play.
Okay, so
Honestly, I am going to shoot someone if there's more memory loss involved.
Amen.
Yeah,
Well,
me
I mean,
too. I'm gonna take a
well,
revolver like. Blah, 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 blah.
well, if they are trying to parallel about season 1, you might
No,
think,
no.
well, I know, but like if they are, then it would make all the people that were bad, like Peter Pan and Cora, remember, but everybody who was good not remember, like Killian and maybe Mila and those kind of things. Because, well, then why the hell is Mila working as a crossing guard
mhm.
on her?
Because it's her.
So, but like
Because it's
under
her
her,
penance.
but I don't know.
For
It's just weird
abandoning her
because it's just
kid.
like she really wants to do that under her own free will.
Well, if you're stuck in this town that you've never seen before, and you're like, what the hell is
Well,
all
I'm
this
just gonna,
crap?
I'm just gonna pick up a stop sign and just direct children. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
we
gonna do.
don't know. We don't even know why the underworld looks like Storybrooke in the first place.
I know.
They're going to
Okay.
explain that in the premiere.
Okay, we have another couple of questions about memory loss from Anonymous. Do you think that if Killian and everyone in the underworld forgets who they are, that maybe they're just like Snow in season 1? David thought that he was married to Catherine. I'm sorry.
Killian!
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Mila?
This was my mistake. The anonymous said Catherine. Do you think they will do that some way with Killian and Emma, where Killian and Mila think they are married, and maybe just think they are together, and Emma and Killian will have to sneak around together? What do you think of this theory? Do you
Fuck
know?
you!
No.
No.
Okay.
First of all, I don't think they're going to be in the underworld long enough for all of that stupid triangle relationship drama. And as far as we know, Mila's only in one episode, guys.
Okay.
Whole thing with
Fuck.
the
Stop with the pillow fighting.
stuff. Hold on. This whole thing with the memories and stuff. When we got the filming spoilers of Mila and Rumple and Emma talking to each other in the street, it seems like Rumple and Mila, or Mila at the very least, wasn't acting as if she didn't know who he was. So I do believe that they retain their memories solely for the fact that makes the punishment even worse. Because you know who you are, you know what your past is, you know why you're doing now what you're doing because of what you did then. It would make no sense for her to be a crossing guard and have no fucking clue why she's being a crossing guard. It would make no sense for Peter Pan to be working in the pawn shop and have no idea why he's working in the pawn shop. And it would make even less sense for Cora to be the mayor and have no idea why she's the fucking mayor. I think that they definitely do know exactly who they are and what their past is. Killian's case, I don't know, because we don't know enough to really speculate. We don't know if Hades has a special plan in mind for him, if he's going to play with him, or if he's going to, once he finds out that Emma and her family are down there trying to get him back, if he's going to, make it really, really hard for them by making it so that Killian doesn't remember anything. I don't think they would go that far. I think them saying that it's going to be like season 1 is more along the lines of when the curse was cast and everybody was repeating the same day over and over and over and over and over and over again. And nothing, there was no moving on, no moving forward. It was like the same penance every single day. I think that's what's going to be shown, that they're doing the same thing every day.
And honestly, the main conceit of season 1 was fairy tale characters in the real world, where Snow White's a school teacher and Charming's in a coma or whatever. And this is the Queen of Hearts, Peter Pan in the real world, in the quote unquote real world, and that's something we didn't really get to see when they were alive because they weren't around long enough.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have yet another question about memory loss. I'm just gonna read it. And then anyone who still has an opinion about memory loss who hasn't said it can say it. Anonymous says, in the Adam and Eddie interview, they said that people would be surprised at how much 5B would be similar to Season 1. Because of that, there's been a theory floating around that when they find Killian, they will have memory loss. I know Captain Swan will be fine, but I'm a bit tired of how overused the memory loss plot is. Do you guys think there's any truth to this theory, and would you want it to happen? I would only want it to happen if Emma gets to meet Lieutenant Jones, baby Killian in the Navy. That would be funny for her to meet him, but just for an episode, no more. Does anyone have an opinion about this?
I do.
Yes, thank you, Daniela. Tell us.
Please, no more fucking memory loss. So we had it in 5A. Stop it. It's annoying. Quit it.
But it's what they do. They did it every single arc. You cannot tell me they're gonna keep.
Well, not every arc.
Well, they've been doing it for what? They did it in 3B. They did it in 4A and 4B. So, come on, it's what they like. So
when they do it in 4B?
No, they didn't.
They did it when they alternate universe. Alternate universe.
Oh,
that doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Well, we saw it on the screen.
And the only memories lost in 4A were Ingrid
and Emma's,
and she gave them back.
Yeah.
No, Emma. Well, yeah. That's still a memory loss problem. So it's still a memory loss thing.
And everybody in Arendelle.
But it's a memory loss with a tweak, and they might just do the same thing in this. It's a memory loss with a tweak.
Okay, so before
Actually,
Yarrow.
Well, we know that the villains in the underworld, they know who they are. But since Killian died a hero, I'm wondering if there's some kind of reward, he doesn't remember the bad person he was, maybe he might not be made to suffer for anything he did. So maybe his memories will be altered, but in a way he remembers being the good person he was. I don't know.
Well, it seems in the promo that we got for 512 that it looks like Cora remembers somewhat. It's not like Regina says mother, and she's talking to her about the underworld and blah blah blah. So it doesn't seem that Cora forgets, and it doesn't seem that Peter Pan forgets, and that kind of just parallels the fact that Regina and Rumpel in season 1 did remember. So that's just a theory.
Okay, so before, basically all of you said that, some of you said that you don't think the sharing heart plan will work. So we have a question. Hooked on Killian for Life 28 wants to know, what are your theories about how Emma and the rest of the heroes will be able to bring Killian back from the underworld? So if you don't think sharing heart would work, do you have another opinion on this? Alex?
I'm just gonna go with the basic true love's kiss. I can't think of anything else really. Besides trading, leaving someone there in Killian's place. I don't know. I just don't see it.
Okay. Daniela?
I just agree with I'm just when the whole I heard the whole business knowing things will maybe work, but I'm just all in for a big epic magical like pew 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 fireflies true love's kiss that makes Hook and Emma maybe share heart. Remember maybe the two pieces transform magically into two hearts and go inside them and bam, Hook's saved.
Okay. Lisa?
What was the question again?
What? How do you think the heroes will be able to bring Killian back? If you don't think the sharing heart thing will work.
I think she's gonna go down there with that plan, but it's not gonna go the way she wants it to go. Like I said before, I think once Hades figures out that, oh, this guy's got family. Okay. Hades has never been one who was easily bargained with. And he's not just going to give up a soul for nothing. So I have a feeling he's going to play with them. You might not necessarily see his face at first. It might be a while before we actually see him. But his influence is going to be felt. And I almost feel like every person that they come in contact with is going to, each person that they knew is going to be like a part of the game. It's going to be one trial after another until they can find him.
Okay.
Okay, can I?
Mai.
Okay, well, adding to what Lisa said, well, that's basically the hero's journey. And when you go into hell and into the other world, in the Greek mythology, you don't just come out there all shiny in the next second. No, you have to go through a series of trials, and then you get to meet Hades. And then if you have a good idea or a good bargain, you have to listen, and then consult with the wife. If the wife likes you, you're set. If she doesn't, you're screwed.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think that's gonna be here because I really don't want them to have Persephone because I don't think they could do it justice. So I don't want that. But I really do think that it's gonna be a lot of trials, and it's going to be hard, but it will. And okay, here's the thing. It's gonna prove that each person is a hero, except for Paul, obviously, because I mean we know he's not a hero, and that's going to play a part in everything. He's gonna be trying to stop them from succeeding. He's gonna be the Iago.
Okay. Michelle.
Well, I said earlier that I think right now either Hades is going to change the rules, which is along the lines of what Maya was just saying about Hades and Persephone and deals and stuff, or somebody winds up staying in Killian's place, whether that's Rumpel in a last-ditch attempt to redeem him for some reason. Why they would even want to bother with that, I don't know. Or Zelina winds up staying, because that story is not done either. But I think the arc is going to be in two parts, that they're going to have the first half where they're actually in the underworld, and then the second half where the underworld comes back to Storybrooke, and that's going to be where the final showdown takes place, that Killian gets to stay rather than get hauled back to the underworld.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
I think Hook and Emma will end up sharing a heart, but that will be towards the end. I think it's going to be really difficult for them to find him in the first place. And once they find him, there'll be more obstacles, like either he's forgotten who they are, or they need to accomplish some kind of like labor of Hercules to get out of the underworld. So I think the heart sharing will only be towards the end. It won't be like that big a deal. It's the other things that are going to be complicated.
Okay, well, there are 12 episodes in 5B and 12 labors of Hercules, so it could fit. Yeah, I hope Regina gets the one labor where you have to clean a stall full of shit. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have low expectations. I'm keeping it as low as possible.
Oh, no.
Why?
Why?
Well, because I got my hopes up for this finale, and well, what I wanted didn't happen.
What did you want?
Well, for the darkness to be gone, but apparently it's
Well,
not.
I'm
Well,
not
no,
with you on
because
that.
it's a season-long arc.
well, I like that it didn't. Well, I just like it because you can keep hating on Rumple again, and he's not a
Yes.
hero. Just hate on
Yes.
him.
So
You can hate-
satisfying, right?
You can hate Rumple with a clean conscience.
And all the Rumbellers can shut up.
Oh no, they're not shutting up
really.
because of the baby thing.
Or they have pretty much no
They're still
argument.
making excuses for him. They're still acting like, oh, you know, it's okay.
No, there's no argument anymore.
Apparently,
Okay.
Killian was still worse than Rumple as a Dark One. That's what I'm still reading.
Okay, Shannon, what do you think about Emma's plan and how it will work?
I think they're gonna have to figure out what Hades wants as what he, because usually with these villains or whatever like that, they always want something in return, and you're gonna learn their backstory, and they're gonna give it to him usually. So like the same with Peter Pan, the same with the Snow Queen. It's just the way they do their storylines. The person has a history, and they'll show that probably in a whole arc about Hades or whole episode on Hades. So once they give him what he needs, they might, do something. Or, the thing with Rumple, he gets left in the underworld, which I will love. Go away.
Okay, so another question is from Anonymous. Do you think they will find Killian in the next episode, or do you think we will have to wait a while before they find him?
Episode 12 or episode 13 or 14, I'm in between those.
Okay, so let's just go one after the other and just say a number. Just a number. Alex.
14.
Daniela, you were saying 12 or 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lisa?
When you mean when Killian and Emma?
When they will find him?
14.
14, okay. Mike?
I'm going to be a rebel and say 15.
Okay, Michelle?
Very end of 13.
Mm-hmm. Rams?
Which episode is the half-season premiere?
12.
12.
Okay, so I think 14.
Okay. Ro?
13.
Shannon?
I think the very end of 12, because it's the 100th episode.
No.
And so, well, yeah, but that's why I think they can't have a whole episode of not him.
I think we'll see him. I just don't think
But
we'll find him.
Well, I just think the very last scene will then be he'll be found or whatever, but they won't talk. It'll just be like a shot of them seeing each other or something.
They will find him and he will be doing something shocking, like, I don't know,
Or
anything?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful to 12.
Okay, so next question. Anonymous says, did you think this year's finale, winter finale, was better than last year's winter finale? Do you think they wrapped this arc up better than last year? I think it would be hard to be worse than last year's.
Obviously. That's no question.
Well, I actually thought it was a very good, and I know people are complaining about the camel art being cut, but seriously, people. I mean, would you rather they cut main people parts? I mean, main characters scenes?
I think
seriously.
they left that open.
Yeah, honestly, it was okay, we can't get to it this time. We'll get to it in another episode. Because it wasn't important and it wasn't part of the overreaching arc.
If they really want that to be a big showdown or whatever, if they bring it back to Storybrooke, it'll be more exciting with more characters actually. So if they're all fighting together or whatnot. So
And if somebody gets to kill Arjun too.
Let's rank the mid-season finales then. I think this one was better than season 4 and also season No,
3.
two. No, I think season 3 was the best one. I
Yeah.
think season 3 was the best mid-season finale, and then this one ranks with season 1, and the worst ones are season 2 and season
Well,
4.
the season 2 mid-season break is Queen of Hearts, though. Queen
Yeah,
of Hearts
but
was good.
I don't know. I really didn't like it because it was so emotionally manipulative. The very last shot with Rumpel being like, "Oh, maybe they will invite you to dinner." That was just awful. It was the start of how they made Regina awful. So it was just bad memories for me because that was the first time they painted the Charmings as awful people for not wanting to have dinner with Regina, and they have been reunited for literally 10 minutes. That was just something that ruined an episode that was otherwise quite good. Anyway,
What was the mid-season finale in season 1?
Heart is a Lonely
Graham's
Hunter.
Graham's
Oh right.
let's rank them. Let's from best to worst to best.
Okay.
Alex, what do you think?
Alright, season 3's mid-season finale was obviously the best one. Then this one.
Mm-hmm.
Then season 1. And I'm gonna be honest with you, season 4 and season 2 was crap, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Daniela.
Season 1 was okay. Season 2, and season 3, shocker because of the Emma and Hook second kiss thing, and season
No.
4 sucked ass.
Mhm.
And this one's much better because it leaves you with hope. Because in the past, they leave you with like, boo.
Okay.
Season 3 leave you with hope too.
Lisa, what do you think?
Season 3 is the best. Number 1. Season 5, number 2. Season 2, number 3, and then season 1 and season 4.
Mm-hmm.
The last. I only put season 1 down lower because I really didn't connect very much with season 1 all that much. I mean, I wasn't like a random, a rabid fan person in season 1. I was like, and I liked Graham, but I mean, didn't like. I wasn't broken up over the fact that he was. I was like, okay, that's another part of the plot line. Fine.
Okay.
Because I really just didn't connect with the character much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mai?
Okay, mine was season 3 and season 5 are tied for first place. Because I wanted season 1 to be second place. Because I do love Graham and he's still one of my favorite tapes, obviously. And I hate Grandma and it completely broke me in that moment that I actually stopped watching for like 2 weeks because I was so pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go with what was season 2? Oh wait, season 2 we met someone and it was Queen of Hearts. I think Queen of Hearts then and season 4 the last one.
Okay, Michelle?
Season 3, season 5, season 2, season 1, and season 4.
Mm-hmm. Rams?
Season 3, season 1, season 5, season 2, and season 4.
Ro?
3, 2, 4, 5.
Okay.
Shannon simple, as always.
Shannon.
Just the same as Alex's list. I'll be that quick.
Okay. Okay, so, yeah?
But this is the most emotional one. Most emotional.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, next question from Anonymous. They say, I know saving Killian will not be easy, but do you think we will get some happy moments of Emma and Killian together in the underworld? When they leave, maybe?
Yes.
No, I think we will.
Yeah.
That would
Well-
not be nice if it wasn't.
I mean, we have at least one confirmed, pretty strong sighting of them filming together. So.
Oh, the rain
In
one.
rain.
Well,
Oh my
and
God.
apparently they filmed in her house, or in their house, in the underworld version of their house.
And we didn't even have to trend Captain Swan rain kiss to get it.
Apparently so.
So,
But I
I
wonder-
haven't seen any of those.
It's gonna be romantic, the kiss in the rain. It's gonna be like, oh. Like
But I wonder if it's
fabulous.
going to be flip-flopped, and now that it's going to be Killian living in the house opposed to Emma living in the house.
maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he's living in the
He's
underworld,
gonna-
it would make sense he would live there.
But we're going to see how he decorates the house now.
Wow. Rock and roll style.
Gonna be a lot more kid things.
Yeah, but that's, they'd have to redress the set, and that's just irritating. And plus, it's more powerful, because they had that whole scene in the finale with Emma laying on the couch by herself. That if they have a similar scene with Killian laying on that same couch by himself in the underworld, I like that parallel.
Yep.
No, too painful. No, thank you.
Okay, we have one last question about sexy times.
My specialty and mine.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Hey, no, dude. My specialty, please.
Okay, don't fight, girls.
Sorry.
Don't you want to listen to the question first?
Yes.
Okay, Anonymous says, it seems that we have seen all the other ships on the show have some sexy times, but not Captain Swan. I just don't understand why the show would make us wait so long for it. Do you think there is a reason why we have not seen any hint of Captain Swan's sexy times? Do they know that it's something we really want to see? Because I have not heard anyone on the show say anything about whether or not Captain Swan has had sexy times or not. What are your thoughts on this? This is very important, so we go one after the other in alphabetical order, but we start with Shannon.
Okay. I don't
So-
think they've had it yet. So everybody better wish they get married because then that'll confirm that they would have it.
Hey,
So-
you gotta have sex before the marriage.
I know you can, but that would confirm it even more because we just don't know, and I don't know if we're ever going to see it. I'm hoping that we see it at the end of the season. That just give it to me right now. But might have to wait again to season 6.
Don't say that.
Okay, Ro.
I don't know, maybe they're just trying to be more traditional, like wait until they cover all the milestones and then, because Killian is a gentleman. And maybe there was a part of him back when he was in the Navy when he thought, I'm not going to be with a woman until I marry her.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I really don't think that's it.
Who knows? Who knows? Rhymes.
I think they've consummated their relationship. I mean, they just don't want to show it for some reason because I think they want to make a big deal out of it. But I think they've consummated their relationship.
Okay, Michelle.
I do not, as much as it pains me to say it, I do not think they've had sex yet, which is immensely frustrating.
Frustrating for us.
Yeah, for you, imagine for them.
For me especially, I mean, come on. This is insane. How do you have two people with this much chemistry and not go beyond, intense making out? Come on, show. I know it's 8 o'clock, family hour, whatever, but this is nuts. Please give us sexy times. I mean, seriously, every other ship has had, either post or pre-coital. Come on.
Maybe that's why Obama had his little talk thing, because he really wanted a sexy time so he could push it back.
But I do think I do think that we will have. I do think they'll have it by the end of the season. I don't know why, other than the fact that it's their last holdout to this idiotic theory that once the couple has sex, it's all over, and they've been dragging Captain Swan out at, a glacial pace from the very beginning. I mean, it took us till the end of season 4 for either one of them to use the words "I love you" for Pete's sake. So I think if the engagement / wedding / whatever the big payoff is for all this angst, that at that point we will finally see them have sexy times in some form or fashion.
Okay, my.
And this is my moment. Okay, they haven't had sex with them. Number one, it was if they showed every other couple, even the unimportant ones having
But
sex.
the gross ones, like
Even the girls having sex, you really think they're going to not show you the Emma and Killian giving each other in that way, which is very intimate and very romantic, supposedly, So yes, I don't think they have sex together. And plus, they look way too frustrated whenever they kiss to have had sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, every time I think they've tried to have sex. I think they've tried to have sex and have been interrupted every single time. So it's frustrating. And we know that Jen and Colin really want the sex. So we know it hasn't happened.
Oh dear.
Well, Colin has movie scenes where he is. He's ready.
Yes. So I really do think it's the big payoff from the underworld is gonna be them having sex.
Okay, Lisa.
I'm sure we'll get a good amount of affection when they see each other again, but getting out of hell is the priority. So I don't really think they're going to be too concerned with the bang bang getting out. But when the finale comes around and all is said and done and everything's whatever, after everything that they've been through, cheating, bringing your lover back from the dead and all that, if they don't lock themselves in their house for a week and just destroy every horizontal fucking surface, I'm going to flip a fucking table. I mean, enough's enough. How much? Your fiance or hopefully he will be by the time the season ends. This man that you love, your true love, died in front of your face, and you had to kill him. You pulled the Buffy, okay? You saw the man that you love die. You went to hell to get him back. I think a little sexual gratification is in order. Tell the rest of them to go fuck off.
Seriously.
Go on for a week.
Okay, Daniela.
Okay. I hope it happens or in hell or in after they come back. But I just want them to just be romantic in her house after having a dinner, daytime, and a slow dance, and everything. I love you, and they be so romantic and passionate and killing feel-ish. But I just want it to happen only no more than once, but one in the middle, and when they find each other after they come back, and in the end, please give it to us. Damn it! Fuck off, cop blockers.
Alex. Alex.
I think she left.
I think she dropped out.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, so that was her last question, actually. So, do you guys have any last comments? Let's go in order and just say your last comments if you have any about the episode. Daniela.
I'm just pissed that Rumble fucked everything that everything gone through to destroy the darkness, and I'm happy that everybody's gonna go save Hook, and I am so scared, but I am so waiting for expectantly Selena's big bam, I'm back in Storybook in the end.
Okay.
And payoff for Captain Swan, sexy times, please.
Okay, Alex is back, I think. Are you there, Alex?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. So what was the question again?
Now we are talking about. What was the last question?
It was final
Do you
comments.
think they've
Oh,
had
yeah.
sex?
Oh no. Yeah, no. I think it's like right after they rescue Killian, they come back from the underworld. I think the Savior's gonna take a long vacation, or try to at least find a quiet moment, and they will do that thing that they should have done ages ago. I don't know.
Do the thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
heck with romantic. They just need to start tearing each other's clothes off. This is insane.
Yes, I mean, and let's face
How
it,
long has it been for
it's-
Killian?
Oh, sweet lord. How long has it been for
poor
Emma?
man.
Like, she keeps, like, has it been since we're presuming she had sex with Walsh?
Bleh.
So it's been a while then.
Gross.
Okay.
I mean, I know, gross, but,
Point
you know,
animal
girls
monkey
got
sex,
needs.
disgusting. Blah.
But the point is, we've already had to sit through watching Rumple and Belle get the bang bang on at least twice.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Seriously, if Rumbell has a kid before Captain Swan has sex, I'm going to flip my shit.
They don't deserve it. We've waited 84 frickin' years.
Okay, don't you guys think that they're so comfortable with each other? I mean, they're always cuddling and hugging, and they're
Yeah, but
always.
they don't have time to do it. They don't have time.
No, all I'm saying is they look so comfortable with each other. And
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
God.
they are.
Because they're true love.
in love.
Okay, so Alex, then we were saying, since that was the last question, our last thoughts, if you had any additional thoughts on the episode. So, do you have any?
No. I mean, I had very low expectations, but I think it came out pretty good. I think what I'm happy about is that it ended on a hopeful note. Like, it didn't end up like, oh no, what's gonna happen? I think now more than ever, especially when Emma said, Hook, I will find you, I will always find you. That just left me, as a viewer, wanting for March to come faster.
Okay. Then Lisa?
There were some plot holes that kind of left me hanging, but I chose to ignore them because the story as a whole it drew me in. There was passion there, and it had so much more than the end of 4A had. My disappointment with 4A wasn't just that the writing was atrocious; it was that the emotional impact wasn't there when it needed to be. And this time it hit every single punch. It was all there. The writing was on point. I mean, Hook's death left us all completely drained. Having to see, and when they picked up, when that scene ended, and they picked up the very next scene with his body lying on the gurney, and then being covered with a sheet. I mean, as if it wasn't hard enough seeing him die, then we had to watch his body being wheeled off, and Emma clutching at his arm in tears, and
That was just rude.
so rude. But I also love how one loves to put their little twists on things. And I mean, I was devastated watching him die, even though I knew that he was going to come back. But when I had to listen to Rumple gloating about the fact that he turned Excalibur into a conduit and has all the powers of all the Dark Ones that ever lived, and pretty much that Killian died for nothing, that's when I lost my shit. Because this man fought so hard, even though he never once believed that he was a hero. He somehow found it in himself to dig himself and claw himself out of that darkness to save them, to save the whole town, and to save her. He even hung on to life just long enough so he could see her be free. That's all he wanted, was just for her to be free. And now because of what Rumple did, it's almost meaningless.
Well, and okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna disagree. It's not meaningless. I don't think it's meaningless at all. I think it still has all the weight and the emotional value. And unlike Rumble, there's no coming back from being a hero for killing Yos. There's no way after this he's gonna go back to fighting the darkness or whatever. Because this is his hero. It was his heroic death, and it was his sacrifice, and it was a heroic death. And I really don't think. I hate the fact that the fandom is calling it meaningless, especially Killian fans that are calling it meaningless. Like, because no, it wasn't meaningless. Just because.
It wasn't meaningless because he also drew the darkness out of Emma.
Exactly. I mean,
I'm not saying that it was meaningless.
I mean, I know that fandom kind of forgets sometimes he exists, but
it had the emotional impact. But I mean, he died believing the darkness was destroyed. He gave his life.
Did he? That is my
No.
question, though. Did he? Because there's this whole thought that, you know, one of his last acts was to, you know, point at Rumple that maybe he did know
I don't
that
buy
Rumple
that.
had done something
Well,
and,
Honestly, I
and
really
was
don't
trying
think
to
he
warn them, but he
cared.
couldn't.
I honestly don't think he cared if whether or not he really drew the sword in darkness. As long as he saved Emma, that was his mission.
However, it matters to Emma. Emma is pissed.
Yeah, and I like that because Emma and Killian are now at the same level of hate for Rumple. Before it was pretty much like she was like, yeah, he's an awful guy, blah blah blah. But now she just wants to kill him just as much as Killian does. So it's just like I love that levelness.
Yes.
Okay. Michelle?
Okay, well, this season left me hating Rumple in peace, so kudos. Yay. I have completely written Bella off as a character. She is the worst. That literally Rumple commits one selfless, I'm using my quote fingers, selfless act, and suddenly all is forgiven, and she's throwing herself back at him, and that's disgusting. And we didn't talk about this, but the bit with Papa Jones and leaving his sons in what amounted to either indentured servitude or slavery, you know, loss of free will, that this, you know, highlights why Killian reacted so badly to Emma trying to control him with the dagger. Now, his reaction was obviously, you know, murder and choosing darkness was bad, but I think we can now all have a greater understanding of why he fell so quickly into darkness. That this had been the course of his whole life from the time he was like 10, where choice had been taken from him over and over and over again, and that's why he was so hell-bent on making sure that everything was Emma's choice all the time, every step of the way. And the minute she did what his father did, which is take away his choice, his free will, that just sent him on a spiraling road to much, much badness. And that is enough for me. Like, I understand why he fell so quickly, and I needed that explanation. So thank you, show.
Well, I think with 5B now, like it'll be if they do the hearts sharing thing or something scenario, I bet you that Emma's going to ask him if he wants to do it now.
Oh yeah.
Just because, well, you know, Charming didn't have a say in that with the snowing situation. Now it's Emma saying this is the guy that doesn't like to be, you know, put in a situation where he has no choice at all. She's going to ask him, do you want my heart?
Well, that and the fact that, you know, if he doesn't already know what Rumple did, once he finds out what Rumple did, he's not really going to throw too big of a hissy fit about them coming to rescue him. I don't think. Because that's just Rumple being Rumple, and he's like, oh my god, this has to be stopped.
Rams?
I mean, I'm so glad this arc proved that Rumpelstiltskin is the worst guy ever. I mean, I was a little afraid that they were going to use this arc to justify all his bad deeds and blame it on the Darkers, but it did exactly the opposite. So I'm really happy about that. And there were some plot holes in the episode, but overall, I think it worked well. And the best part was Emma. I mean, she's so changed now. She's so open and hopeful. And at the very end, when she's about to get on the boat to go rescue Hook and everything, her face was glowing. So, I mean, I think that's amazing. So even if everything is back in status quo as far as the darkness is concerned. I think character development wise, this was very good.
Ro?
I think Ozma would be a good name for Zelina's daughter.
What name?
Ozma.
That was gonna be
Ozma.
my next question. Okay, Shanna?
Okay,
It was-
hey, Owl.
It's from
Yay!
the books.
No, I got nothing left to say.
I didn't say mine.
So,
You skipped
you didn't?
me. Yes,
Oh,
you
sorry,
skipped
go
me.
ahead.
I was like, okay, I see how it is, Serena.
Oh
Go
my god.
ahead.
Okay, I'm really glad I got my two theories correct, which was that he was gonna sacrifice himself, but he was gonna be the one to do the final act, and that he was gonna comfort her in that particular moment, telling her he could do it. And that Rumple was the villain of the show, because Rumple has always been, since season 1, the villain of the show. And they always intended for that to happen. Like, if you listen to, like, the Rumble came out of nowhere. Because the fans kind of liked it. But Rumple was always meant to be the villain of the show. So I like that we're back to that point. I cannot even defend Belle anymore. And I always tried to defend her. I can't do that anymore. I'm looking forward to seeing more of my beautiful bisexual Red Warrior next 5B. And you know what I'm really, really excited about? Galabat. Yay! Finally.
Oh, I lied. I do have one comment to say. And I just thought
Okay,
of it.
go ahead.
I'm kind of a little bit, sad that we cannot use Lem as the Captain Swan child anymore now. So that's.
Too many. Stop with the Leon.
Yeah.
Okay, so child names for Zelina's child and Robbie's child. So,
Can I start?
Suggestions?
Alright, go. First Alex.
Emerald.
Okay.
That's a green.
For me, I know you guys are gonna. I know you guys said it before, and maybe not, but I'm just hoping that it's either Giselle or Odette.
Okay. That other? No?
Rabina.
You know what? Given this show's track record with horrendous baby names, I would not be shocked if the kid's name wound up being Cora.
Oh,
Or Marion.
Or Mary.
Oh, God. Meatloaf. Its name
Okay.
is Meatloaf. It's Meatloaf forever.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Matcha, green tea.
okay.
Lena's
So-
baby. I would have to have a field of bucks to care. And I just don't even want to think of a name, honestly. Her storyline is not. I just don't care.
I wouldn't be surprised if the child disappears.
Oh.
Well, she's in the care of the Blue Fairy, so who knows?
I know.
Well,
The
you
Blue
know,
Fairy is a better parent than Robin Hood. Excuse you.
Because apparently, Neil has disappeared, except for, that one little scene that they had. But, also Roland has disappeared, too. So.
Roland's with the Merrymen. He's safe.
No, he said the
Sorry,
Blue Fairy.
It's real fathers. The Little John is real dad. Anyway, so I guess it's over for this half season. We will be back next year, actually. So
Actually, Mai said she was excited for Gallivant.
yep.
I'm excited for Star Wars.
Oh, of course. But
excited
I
for
mean,
Christmas.
in TV land, I'm excited for Gallivant. And you know what? I'm seeing Star Wars in 5 days.
Oh.
okay. So with that, I think we can end this podcast. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Happy New Year!
Happy
And we
Hanukkah,
will be back next year.
and Happy
Rita.
Kwanzaa. I don't don't know.
Yay!
Any other holidays you'll celebrate?
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Serena.
Bye.
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 Bye.